I'm Rupert Pfaff. I'm the studio manager at the Limehouse Recording Studios, which is in East London. Long-term sort of dream of mine, I suppose, to open my own studio. I've been in the music business on the equipment side of things for many, many years, pretty much all my working life. And when I finally got a bit of money together, I thought I'd waste it all on building my own studio and opening it to the paying public. And this is a result, and we're a 24 channel studio, I suppose, which is very much a sort of in the box facility, but we've tried to take a very modern approach to everything that we do to achieve, you know, the absolute best possible sound quality, and also to keep maintenance worries and costs to a minimum. But what we've done, sort of starting at the top of the signal path, I suppose, with is to get a nice big collection of modern microphones, which are in a mic cupboard through there. And then, rather than go for an analog console, here we've got, you can see 16 channels anyway, of our preamps, which are Focusrite ISA 428s. Each one has 4 channels. Based on the original ISA 110 design by Rupert Neve. We've actually got 5 of those in total for 20 channels, and just underneath here you can see the other one, and also one of their Liquid 4 pre's, which gives us a bit of variety and flexibility for, you know, maybe 1 or 2 special channels for vocals or a piano or something like that. While we're looking at this rack, this was built as a sort of dual purpose facility to enable mobile recording as well. So when we go out, rather than taking Pro Tools HD out, we have an M-Audio Profile light bridge, so we can have 16 channels at up to 96k from the Apogee going into the light bridge and then into a laptop running Pro Tools M-Powered. So we take out the full quality preamps and the entire mic collection, mic stands, etc. We've got a Decca tree and some big orchestral stands, multi-core, all that lot is all flight cased up, and we've done various sort of classical recordings in a couple of nice churches, for instance, or we can just take it out and use it with a mic splitter to record smaller gigs as well, if people want to do some high quality live recordings of smaller stuff, then it's very good for that as well. The whole lot is running on an 8-core Mac, so plenty of processing power for plugins, which I'll come into in a second, and all controlled by their latest C24 control surface, which gives us fader control, which is just feels so much more intuitive, and also control of plugins. You know, so much easier to EQ, for instance, and set up compressors when you've got it spread across here, rather than mousing up and down. And the C24 also incorporates a monitor control system, which we've expanded under here with a PreSonus central station. So this essentially controls our main monitors. We'll talk about those in a second. And the PreSonus, once you switch to Alt over here, the PreSonus brings in 3 pairs here of the Focals and your classic Yamaha NS10s, and these little Avantones here, which are a kind of modern incarnation of the Auratone 5Cs, if anyone knows those, commonly known as grot boxes. Monitoring, you can see on the back wall behind there. What you may not be able to see is we've also got 2 subwoofers left and right, which is a favoured combination of mastering engineers with the Quested VS3208. It gives us a fully active 4-way system and real clarity in the mid-range from the soft dome mid-range on those monitors, and by using the dual subwoofers really gives us a lot of headroom at the bottom end, and it makes localization much more easy as well. Much easier, in fact. We keep an awful lot of plugins here, as I said at the beginning. It's a sort of unashamedly in the box facility, one because we think it sounds just as good, and two, because to replicate the kind of facility that we've got with analog outboard would have made the studio so expensive that we feel it would have been out of the reach of average musicians, and we hope that we're good enough quality for the smaller projects of really serious professionals, but that we're also within reach of the average musician. So I'll tell you a little bit about the live room now. Because there's a limited amount of space here, what we wanted to do was to try and provide as varied an acoustic facility as we could, and to do that we've built in a number of features. One is a folding vocal booth where the doors are normally left open but closed together to form a vocal booth in the corner, which is handy either as a vocal booth itself or as another isolation chamber for amps, for instance. And the treatment in there is designed for vocals, but by leaving the doors at varying degrees of openness you can change the acoustic. We also have various panels from Recording Architecture which hang on the walls, and these are reversible. Apparently they were originally designed for Annie Lennox to be the maximum weight that she could lift. That was how big they were made. I think they've wound up about 1.2 by 1.5 meters, and on one side they're basically absorption, and on the other side they're a combination of diffusion and absorption. So by changing those panels around and moving them around the room, we've got various different places we can use them. We can again vary the acoustic, and the usual collection of rugs, blankets, etc. Make up the rest. There's also a separate amp chamber in the live room as well, so, and that's all patched up, etc. So we can easily record like 5-piece band, for instance, with DI'd bass, a couple of amps, one isolated in the amp chamber, one isolated in the vocal booth, drums, and then if we want a live bass track afterwards, we can reamp it. We've got reamping box from Radial, and vocal overdubs, all that kind of stuff. Also got a large number of reflection filters, both the bigger types for large diaphragm mics and the smaller types for small diaphragm mics, which enable us to do a lot of different things. Built on a proper floating floor. There's layers and layers underneath there of concrete, sand, very heavy duty rock wool, plywood, oak, barrier matting. I forget the exact order. The last big part of the studio that I'd like to talk about is instruments, and we felt that given the cost of the studio overall, to provide some very good quality instruments on site wouldn't add an enormous amount of cost to the studio overall, and means that we've always got what we know to be great sounding stuff on site. So I suppose the primary things are a Yamaha C3 grand piano, which is 6'1" grand piano. We've also got the Moog piano bar that we can use with that, and Rhodes Suitcase Stage 88, and the piano bar fits on that as well, so either of those instruments can be MIDI'd. My personal favourite, being a bit of a drummer, is the DW drum kit. We've got 5-piece custom maple drum kit, bits of their kit and use bits of ours or whatever, and then we've got a large collection of percussion instruments, LP stuff, congas, bongos, shakers, bell trees, cowbells, go-go bells, rain sticks, you name it, we've got it, and several guitars as well. It means we've always got a set of instruments here that we know are going to sound good, and we know how to mic them, and we're confident of getting great results with. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to know more about the studio, go to www.recordingstudiolondon.co.uk.